What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another fantasy football video. Super pumped to make this one. This was probably the most highly requested video last year, so I was thinking it's probably going to be the same highly requested this year, and it's top 5 late round running back flyers. This is going to be a late round wide receiver flyers, and I'm probably going to make a video in like August about just overall late round guys I love drafting. But right now, top 5 late round running back flyers. This is different. I want to distinguish this. This is different from the other video I did. The other one was wide receiver, so obviously it's different. But next week and the week after, they're going to be different videos. So last week was breakout. For me, a breakout means this is a guy who could get a wide receiver 1 or a high end 2, depending on where they're drafted. Like if he's going drafted in like the 10th round, I'm saying like he could be a wide receiver 2. If he's going in like the 5th or 6th round, I'm saying he could be a 1. Like breakout, huge season. This, I'm not saying these guys are going to finish as running back 1s. I'm saying that these are guys you should be targeting late in drafts. And this is why it was highly requested, because a lot of you guys fall off towards the end. And maybe you're solid on the first couple round guys. You really know who the middle round guys are. But then late you're like a little iffy on who these guys are. These are the guys you need to be targeting. This is being recorded June 8th. It's going up June 9th. If this is August and the ADPs are way off, listen, I don't have a time machine. I can't know that these guys are going to jump in drafts. I can't know that they're going to get hurt in a month. But right now, these are the top 5 running backs you need to be targeting. If you see my running back or my mock drafts and seeing who I'm drafting, you're going to know some of these guys. But I just want to distinguish breakout. That video is there's going to be a breakout running backs. These guys probably won't be on it because I'm talking about breakout, meaning I think these guys can be running back 1s, whereas this is late round guys you should be drafting who could very well be running back 1s if things fall their way. But I'm saying these guys have upside, but also obviously they have low floors because everyone on this list is running back 50 or greater. So we're going to jump into it. Number 5, JAMAAL Williams, currently going undrafted, running back 63. That is horribly low, way too low for JAMAAL Williams. I believe he's better than Aaron Jones, who is the guy that he has to beat out for the first and second down carries. I do not think they're going to give the ball to Ty Montgomery. I think they're going to give the ball to Ty Montgomery on some second downs. Maybe when they're down late, which, I mean, how often are they going to be, like, down late? Like, they're not like a terrible team where they're going to have to catch up every game. Yes, they're going to be down sometimes, but I think that he's more the third down guy. And I think that it was a super small sample size with him as a runner. He looks good as a runner, but I think it's such a small sample size, and they know he's not a running back. So I think he's a third down guy. I think JAMAAL Williams takes that first and second down role, and if he does, you're getting a first and second down role, potentially goal line carries, on the Packers at running back 63, undrafted. I have him right now 10th round, running back 35. That's basically, I mean, you can get him 10th round. Like, you don't have to reach into the 9th round because no one's taking the guy. Is he an elite talent? No. He is not an elite talent. Watch his film. Look at his metrics. He's not an elite talent. But you watch the film, and he is a decisive runner. He, like, just go. I don't think you can actually go there anymore. Draftbreakdown.com was where I went personally to look at all these guys during the offseason. But I don't think you can do that anymore. I think it's only next year's rookies. But I guess go to YouTube and do like a highlight video. That's not the best way to look at it because it's only the best runs, obviously. But maybe if you can find like individual games, watch those games. He finds the holes. And there's some running backs that just run into their backs, but they're like super elite talents. This guy's not an elite talent, but he finds the holes where they are, and he's just a good running back, good vision. So I think that if he's getting the first and second down carries on a high volume offense, his ceiling is Eddie Lacy a few years ago. When Eddie Lacy was, I don't know where he finished, probably like top 5 running back. That's his ceiling. He can do that. If he goes out there and dominates, you think they're going to be like, oh, we got to give Ty Montgomery the ball? No. They're going to just start handing the ball to Ty Montgomery if JAMAAL Williams does good. I think he's better than Aaron Jones, so I think he's going to get that first and second down role, and I think he can get those goal line carries. It's not like Ty Montgomery is some huge goal line guy. He's a wide receiver. So I think JAMAAL Williams is a great pick going undrafted. Super value. I have him again, running back 35. He's better in standard. In PPR leagues, you're not going to get a ton of receptions with him, so the upside is capped. Very good standard pick. I have the guy I'm going to talk about next, slightly ahead of JAMAAL Williams in PPR, but then in standard, I have JAMAAL Williams ahead of the guy I'm going to talk about in a second. So they're very close to each other. I only put the other one ahead of him because most of you do play PPR leagues, and that's why I slightly lean my advice towards PPR leagues. But if you're in standard, I would take JAMAAL Williams ahead of MARLON MACK. who is the next running back on this list. Running back 4 on the late round, running back Fliers. Going undrafted, actually 66, so he's being taken on average later than JAMAAL Williams, which I'm not sure about. I thought that he was a bigger name than JAMAAL Williams, but what are you going to do? Running back 34, 10th round. Listen, he's the backup right now, and that's why you have to dock him a little bit over JAMAAL Williams, because JAMAAL Williams is not the backup, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's going to start. So dock him a little bit there, but it's the backup to Frank Gore, who's 34 years old. If you told me a 34-year-old running back is going to suffer a season-ending injury, I'd be like, well, yeah, that's probably going to happen. But it's Frank Gore, who's just always playing. So do I think Frank Gore is going to get hurt? No. Do I think Frank Gore is going to take like some massive step back and have like terrible production? No, I don't. That's why I think that Marlon Mack offers slightly less upside if Gore is there. But if Gore goes down, Mack's upside is huge because he's going to be the PPR guy. Remember, I said Mack over JAMAAL Williams in PPR leagues. He's going to be the third down guy, and we saw it last year. When they're down, they do dump to running backs. He can rack up 7 catches in a game. Do I think he's going to like consistently rack up 7 catches? No, I don't think he's going to do that. But is there the potential for games where he has 7 receptions and 30 rushing yards and 50 receiving yards? Yeah, and that's a lot of points in PPR going as running back 66. And if Gore goes down, his upside's huge. And since Gore's 34 years old, how can you tell me that you're going to guarantee Gore's going to stay healthy? Another thing, handcuffs. People are talking about this guy's a big handcuff. Watch the running back handcuff video. Should you draft handcuffs? I'm saying Marlon Mack's a good pick. And if you think Marlon Mack's a good pick, how can you think Frank Gore's a good pick? One of them has to be wrong. Or both be wrong. If you think Gore's a good pick, don't take Mack. Because if Gore's a good pick, then Mack's a bad pick. You have to be wrong either way. Don't talk about this locking up a backfield. Think about it like that. One of them has to be wrong. If you take Gore in the 5th round and Mack in the 10th round, one of those picks was bad. And I don't want to guarantee myself one bad pick. So I'm not drafting Gore this year. I'll be drafting a ton of Marlon Mack because I see him when he hits a hole, he's gone. And Robert Turman doesn't scare me at all. Frank Gore's getting up there. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets hurt. So Marlon Mack, huge upside, going undrafted. I'd take him in the 10th, along with JAMAAL Williams. Next, KAREEM Hunt. This pick is pretty controversial because a lot of people have different opinions on whether Ware or Hunt's going to be the guy. For me, it's Hunt replaces Charkandrick West. Now, you're saying to yourself, well, I don't want that. Well, he's going in the 11th round, and I think that's beautiful value if you can get him to 10th. I have him as running back 30, 8th round value because I think that they spent a high draft pick because they want to use him. Now, is that this year? Maybe it's next year. I don't know that. We're going to have to see when training camp rolls around. Again, like I say with some of the other guys, he's not a super elite talent. This is not Ezekiel Elliott. This is not Todd Gurley. But what he provides is the closest thing to an RB2 out of the gate of probably anyone on this list. I'm going to argue number 1 is the best pick overall, number 1 on this list. But what he offers is the best chance to give you RB2. And in the 8th round, if you're going to give me a good chance at RB2, I'll take that. Do you have to take him in the 8th round? No, right now you don't. You can take him in the 11th. He's going as RB50. That's the highest on this list. I have him as RB30. But again, he's a good pass catcher, so he's going to get those receptions. I think he's better than West, so he's going to be on the field as the second guy. I don't think they think Ware is like the future of this team. I think they might think it's Hunt with where they drafted him. Again, like I said, is it this year? I'm not sure. Maybe it's next year. Maybe it's the year after that he fully replaces West or Ware. But the opportunity that he has, if Ware goes down, he's instantly like a high-end 2, low-end 1. Probably, honestly, a low-end 1 if Ware goes down. And even if Ware doesn't go down, he's going to be getting the ball. Is he going to be double digits? No. Maybe it's 8 to 10 carries and a few receptions. But I'll take that out of the gate in the 8th round. I will take that. And that's like the ceiling for him draft-wise. Like, you don't have to take him in the 8th round. I just have that as his value. So if you took him in the 8th, I would be okay with that. Again, this is before preseason. If this guy just goes out there and stinks it up in preseason, you're going to drop him down. If he lights it up in preseason, his ADP is going to rise. And it's the same thing with Ware. If Ware stinks and this guy does good, his ADP is going to rise. I think right now you can take him in the 8th round and feel pretty good about that and the role that he's going to provide to your offense. The next guy is someone you've seen a lot in our videos, and you saw him last year, and it's Derrick Henry. He offers, I guess, the most upside in case of injury. Like, let's say DeMarco goes down. Derrick Henry is legitimately a top 8, probably a top 8 option. And that is not upside you can find very easily. He is the best talent on this list, and he's got the most upside. What does he have going against him? Well, I mean, he's going to have dud games. He's going to have a ton of dud games if DeMarco stays healthy. And DeMarco's done a much better job as of the past few years of staying healthy and not getting hurt. He's had some minor injuries, but they haven't really held him out. What he also has going for him, though, is that O-line is very good, and they like to run the ball. Also, Mariota's coming off the injury. We don't know at this point how fast he's going to progress towards the regular season. I think he'll be fine, but do they lean on the run game a little bit more to start the year? Maybe. Also, like I've talked about in other videos, let's say DeMarco goes down even for like a 2-week injury and Derrick Henry just lights it up. Well, we've seen in the NFL, you lose your job. If you, especially in running backs, if you're out for 2 weeks and let's say Derrick Henry posts 100 yards and touchdown both those weeks, now those are lofty numbers, but behind that O-line on that offense that likes to run the ball, that's not out of the question with his talent. So if he gets 100 and a touchdown, back-to-back weeks that DeMarco's out, I mean, this guy takes the job. Maybe not completely, but maybe he's getting the 18 carries that I'm projecting DeMarco to get. But out of the gate, I think DeMarco gets probably 16 to 20 carries each game, depending on game flow, and then with some receptions sprinkled in. And then Derrick Henry, probably out of the gate, is more in that like 6 to 10 range. But if he does great like we have seen him do before in flashes, again, small sample size, I think there is potential for him to take over this job if DeMarco goes down, which we've seen with every single running back can go down for a few weeks. So, love the Derrick Henry pick. Again, going as running back 51, 11th round. I have him as running back 32 in the 9th round. Last, but absolutely 100% certainly not least, is SAMAJE PERINE. I love this pick. And it's really weird that probably my second favorite pick is Joe Mixon right now, both coming from the exact same school. But you got to think about it the way I'm thinking of it in 2 ways. One, Mixon was not the every down back, and he's really good. So for them to give PERINE as many carries as they did, he's got to be pretty good. And when you put him on the same team as Robert Kelly, I mean, there aren't very many running backs who would lose out a job to Robert Kelly, and it's basically Matt Jones is on that list. That's it. Maybe LeGarrette Blount would lose out the job to Robert Kelly. But honestly, I think SAMAJE PERINE is a far superior talent to Robert Kelly, and Robert Kelly is not a pass-catching guy. That's Chris Thompson. I think he's gone. Well, not gone, but I think he's out of the offense. I think they throw PERINE in. Remember, this guy is massive. He will take the goal line carries. So you're going to give me potential for first and second down on the Redskins, a very good offense, with goal line carries, and you're telling me I'm getting him in the 11th round at running back 53? That's nonsense. That is absolute nonsense that he is going as late as he is going. I have him as running back 32, 9th round. Again, like I've said with Jamaal Williams, they're kind of like a similar pick, in my opinion. I just think that PERINE has less going against him than Jamaal does in terms of talent on his team. I think PERINE is clear-cut going to get these first and second down carries. And you think about it PPR-wise, both of those got a dock because they're probably not going to catch many passes. But I think PERINE in a standard scoring format has just such upside at the pick you're getting him. This is, if you gave me one choice, I was making this video. I said, okay, who is the one guy I think could be this year's Jordan Howard? And I said SAMAJE PERINE. Then I go to playerprofiler.com. Who is SAMAJE PERINE most comparable to? It's Jordan Howard. I think this is this year's Jordan Howard is SAMAJE PERINE. It's nuts that you're getting him this late. I really hope that he doesn't bust out like a bunch of good carries in the preseason and then they automatically give him the job in the preseason, because his ADP will skyrocket if they announce that he's the starter ahead of Robert Kelly in like week 2 and then he has some good carries. Oh my god, his stock's going to skyrocket. But I think, given the early down workload, he's an easy RB2, goal line carries, all of that. I mean, I just think he's an insane pick right now. But that'll do it. That is the top 5 late round running back flyers you should be drafting. Next week is probably going to be the late round wide receiver flyers, and then the week after that will be the top 5 running back breakout candidates. So if you're watching this in August, all those videos are out. So check them out if you haven't already. That's the end of this video. On the screen, you can click one of 2 videos YouTube thinks is best for you. But that is the end of this one, and thanks for watching.